Ever wondered why the Citizenship Amendment Act, or CAA, stirs such a debate in India? Let's delve into this intricate web. The CAA, enacted in December of 2019, is a piece of legislation that provides a pathway to Indian citizenship for immigrants from certain religious minorities in Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. It's designed to protect those who faced religious persecution in these countries. On the surface, the CAA seems like a humanitarian effort, a beacon of hope for those seeking refuge. But like so many things in life, there's more than meets the eye. This seemingly straightforward act is a tinderbox of controversy in India, sparking widespread debates and protests. Yet, we're not diving into those depths just yet. Just know this. The CAA isn't just about granting citizenship. It's a complex issue, deeply intertwining religion, national identity, and politics. So, the CAA's intent sounds pretty straightforward, right? Well, not quite. Dive with me into the core of the controversy surrounding the CAA. At the heart of the criticism, the Citizenship Amendment Act, or the CAA, has been accused of discrimination based on religion. Detractors argue that the act selectively provides citizenship to persecuted minorities from 3 neighboring countries, but conspicuously leaves out Muslims. They question, isn't persecution a universal pain, indifferent to religious boundaries? And so, the act, in their view, appears to be a sharp departure from India's long-standing principle of secularism. Now let's consider the second criticism. Some fear that the CAA could potentially undermine the secular fabric of the Indian constitution. They argue that by making religion a criterion for citizenship, the act might be veering away from the constitutional values of equality and secularism. They worry about a shift from secularism, which has been a cornerstone of the Indian democracy, to a potentially majoritarian rule. Moreover, there are also concerns about demographic change. Critics warn that the act could lead to an influx of immigrants, leading to a significant alteration in the demographic makeup of certain regions. They worry about the potential social, economic, and political implications of such a demographic shift. They fear that this could lead to an increase in social tensions and conflicts. However, it's critical to remember that these are criticisms and concerns raised by various sections of society. They are perspectives, interpretations, and apprehensions, not necessarily established facts. It's also essential to note that the CAA, like any other act, is subject to judicial review. The Supreme Court of India, the ultimate interpreter of the Constitution, has the power to strike down any law if it's found to be unconstitutional. Clearly, the CAA has stirred up a hornet's nest of issues, but what do supporters of the CAA say? Supporters of the CAA have their own arguments. Let's delve into those. In a world marked by complexities and nuances, it's no surprise that the CAA evokes a spectrum of perspectives. To those rallying behind the law, it stands as a beacon of hope for persecuted minorities in neighboring nations. They see it as a humanitarian gesture, an open hand extended to those in dire need of refuge. And then there's the argument that it doesn't, in fact, affect the citizens of India. Supporters maintain that the law is not about exclusion, but rather about inclusion of the suffering and the oppressed. Yet it's important to remember that these views are held by supporters, and while they offer a different perspective, they don't necessarily represent the absolute truth. Debates and discussions continue to swirl around this act, reflecting the diversity of opinion inherent in any democracy. So, there you have it. 2 sides of the same coin, each with its own set of arguments and concerns. So where does all this leave us? Let's take a moment to unpack what we've covered. The Citizenship Amendment Act, or CAA, has a noble aim: to provide relief to persecuted minorities. But it has also been met with a wave of criticism. Critics argue it discriminates on the basis of religion and undermines the secular fabric of the nation. On the other hand, supporters of the act maintain it's a humanitarian effort to help those in need, and does not affect the status of existing citizens. It's a multifaceted issue, one that sparked intense debates across the political spectrum. The debate around the CAA is complex, with valid concerns on both sides. As always, we encourage you to do your own research and form your own opinions. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts.